The Kenya Revenue Authority, KRA, now faces the daunting task of scaling up value-added tax collections by at least 220 billion shillings following President William Ruto's directive regarding the sealing of revenue leakage following the migration from the electronic tax register to the tax invoice management system. This is 74% higher than the amount KRA had indicated it expected the transition to help realize as a bare minimum in additional VAT collection in the first full year of TIM's implementation. Julian Zamboko breaks down the details.
Value-added tax is one of Kenya's main sources of tax revenue. Every year, KRA collects an average of 423 billion shillings through VAT, placing it second to income tax, which aggregates both pay-as-you-earn and corporation tax. Now, President William Ruto says that the transition from the electronic tax register system to the tax invoice management system should help to scale up VAT collections by as much as 220 billion shillings.
We are installing a new tax system, because at the moment we've been collecting 60% of VAT, for example, collectible VAT. Almost 40% we are not collecting because it goes here, it pilferages there, it goes this way. The system we are now installing is going to drive the collection of VAT to between 90 and 97%.
A follow-up on that.
That way, we should be able to collect an extra 200 to 300 billion.
Now, some have argued that this is quite ambitious, but a section of tax pundits hold that the capabilities that TIMS brings on board as far as sealing revenue leakages is concerned should help KRA to actually realize the president's directive.
With this TIMS system that KRA has put in place, what will happen is that you had, for example, in the past, you had traders who, for example, would tell you, do you want an invoice with VAT or without VAT? And therefore, of course, they would declare also their sales and, of course, so pay less of income tax. But now with the new system, anytime you raise an invoice, that gets straight to the KRA's system.
Now, Alex Kanyi also argued that given the tone of the president in the Wednesday evening briefing with the joint media houses, Kenyans should likely anticipate that the first schedule of the VAT Act of 2013, which deals with goods and services exempted from VAT, should be scaled down further in the Finance Bill of 2023.
You remember, I think, sometime in 2020, 2021, when IMF was giving us some money, they also came with some conditions as to waivers and other incentives that we give to people. And so there was a discussion around reducing those waivers, exemptions, and tax incentives to basically ensure that we collect the maximum tax. So as we move towards Finance Bill 2023, I do expect that some of these waivers, extensions, exemptions will be reduced.
Now, President William Ruto has also pledged to double Kenya's tax revenue collection over the next 5 years. Now, this means that by about 2028, we should be seeing tax revenue collection standing at as much as 4.4 trillion shillings. Julian Zamboko, NTV.